So this is a cold one with Corey and Carlisle. And if you don't know already, this is simply a free-form conversation recording session where Carlisle and I, we sit down, we have a six-pack of beer, and we talk about things that happened the previous week before. Now, these are more like audio podcasts, which means that they're longer than our video reviews, and they're also unedited. So if you're offended by the foul language, you might not want to listen. But if you aren't, then sit back, hang out with us, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks.
It's time once again for a couple of cold ones with Corey and Carlisle.
Oh, wow. You sound really professional this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now you just ruined it right there.
Yes, I had to get all very white about it.
Exactly. Why'd you do that?
Because nobody tunes in for a couple of cold ones.
We got to try that sometime.
How could you be serious about having a couple of cold ones?
It'll be like
I think I'm going to go and have a couple of beers. I'm going to be very serious about it.
It'll be like those sitcoms tonight on a very special, a couple of cold ones. Carlisle gets raped. So
you touch me in the mimi hole.
Hey, man, what do you think about this beer?
It's not bad. I don't know what we're drinking. We're Fancy Lawnmower.
That's why I bought it. I was like,
it was called Fancy Lawnmower.
I was like, they must be bold to sell this shit with the title Lawnmower, because the first thing I think of when I see this, because for people who can't see it, it's from St. Arnold. So I think they brew locally here in Austin, and it has grass for the cover. So you're thinking this shit is going to taste like grass, shavings, and dirt. And I was like, wow, this must be really good if I can get past that image and drink
Lawnmower.
It. Exactly. Fancy Lawnmower. It's not like they just win.
You know what? The manliest beer ever. I mean, if somebody handcrafts a truly awesome manly beer, they need to call it like
turd juice.
No, something like Frilly Panties or Sissy Boy beer, like Sissy Boy Ale. It has to be called ale because ale is like the gay of beers. It's but Sissy Boy Ale, and then you drink it. It's this really manly beer that grows hair on your testicles the second you take a sip.
The second I got enough hair on my testicles. I don't need any more. But that's a damn good beer if you know a guy buys it, because I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, no. It's like Sissy Boy Ale.
Got like a transvestite on the logo.
Let me go have Fireman's 4. Give me the Skull Crusher of beers. Give me some Sissy Boy Ale.
Or if they call it ass juice, you can get past that image. You're drinking a good liquid right there. Anyway, so
I'm glad you're ready to move on, because ass juice is a little too far for even me.
Like the label has a tap on the ass cheek and you squeeze it in it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into
tap's going. Don't you tell me that it's got an ad. You know where that tap goes.
That's why I knew, but I didn't want to go that far. Damn, puts a new message on tap that ass right there. But
tap that ass. Pair of dangling nuts.
Okay, now all right. Damn. Let's go ahead and get into the top 5.
Number 5.
I'm not even talking about this for a long time. Kung Fu Panda, 193 million.
Kung Fu Panda, still in top 5.
Exactly. I talked about
I was right. Corey was wrong.
Move on to number 4. Every week, what was I wrong about?
Number 4.
Every week I've said
number 4.
Don't you stop me. Every week I've said, I don't know. It could be this and that. I've never come out and said, I know for sure with God as my witness.
That's because you haven't gone back to listen to the one where
you
said,
I've always said
damn panda a month from now.
I know. Goddamn, it's a panda. I'm still thinking, right now I'm thinking, we still talking about this fucking panda.
Yeah, and you know why? It's my favorite movie of the year so far.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. No, it's not the best. Somebody asked me about this, and I wanted to address this. Somebody's like, wait, you said that Kung Fu Panda is your favorite movie, but you gave it a full price, and you gave WALL-E better than Sex. WALL-E is the best movie I have seen all year. But my favorite film, the one I'm going to buy on DVD the second it comes out, and the one I'm going to watch 1,000,006,000 times on DVD, is Kung Fu Panda. I love the hell out of this movie.
I still don't understand what
That's because you haven't seen it, and it's awesome. And once you do, you'll be, holy shit, for an entire month, me and Carlisle went back and forth. And had I seen it, we would have been, man, Kung Fu Panda still hanging in there. Awesome.
I'm playing this cool because now when I go see it, it will probably be an empty theater with no crying kids or people talking to this panda in the theater. And I'm thinking, hey, I got the whole theater to myself.
Except that it's still in the number 5 spot.
Man, I'll see
Following up the number 4 spot, which is...
Get Smart.
Get Smart still in there.
Yeah, almost
Still
about to get
funny.
100 million. That movie's done well, man. A lot of people like that movie.
Good movie. I like it quite a bit.
I wasn't crazy about it, but good for that movie, man. I like Steve Carell, so I'm happy for him. Let's move on to number 3.
Number 3.
Actually, you know what? You didn't give me a number 4.
I did.
No, you said number 4. You didn't sing number 4.
Well, that's right, because I didn't feel like singing.
Well, sing it now. I can't move on until you do that. See what you created? Go sing it.
Number 4.
You fucked it up anyway. Get smart. Okay.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Wanted.
Wanted. You know what? I had a buddy come up to me in the game store today. I went down to Battleforge Games to kind of check out their building terrain down there. One of the guys walks up and goes, "Man, why don't you tell me Wanted was the dumbest movie of the summer?" I said, "Well, you didn't ask me." He's like, "Yes, I did. You said you had a lot of fun." Well, I did, but
you should have asked me. I would tell you it was stupid. Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid, man. A lot of people walking out and saying that. Now, first of all, a lot of people walking out. For example, somebody came onto my page and said, "Fuck you for trying to convince me that movie was stupid." I'm like, I didn't try to convince you. I thought it was stupid. If you liked it, you liked it. I don't give a fuck.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. But yeah, it's really dividing people. People either hate the shit out of it or they like it. I'm running into very few people that are like, "Wow, Wanted is the greatest movie of the year. It's awesome." But
yeah, no, I get those people.
No, you know what? I had fun.
Yeah, no, and I get those people say it was stupid. I mean, it's look, if you like a movie, I'm not there to tell you what to like. Like what you like. $90 million that movie has made so far. So it's officially a success. It will make $100 million probably before it's over with. But number 2.
That brings us to number 2.
Are you changing things up this week? What are you doing?
Wally.
No, you didn't sing number 2. You got
I don't always. See,
you got all Batman on my ass.
You're getting
number
really,
2.
You're getting really weird on me here because you have gotten this weird notion that I actually sing every number when regular listeners know that I occasionally will sing. I always sing number 5 and then I'll sing random numbers in between. I don't sing everyone all the way down.
Now you creeping me out. I didn't know that there was this weird system for this.
There's not a system. It's just totally random. It's whenever I feel like singing it, I fucking sing it. If I don't, I don't. And then I felt all Clint Eastwoody about it. So I decided to get all Clint Eastwood about the number 2 slot.
I'm a creature of habit. You need to sing. You throw me off when you do that.
When you say creature of habit, I think you want to sleep with nuns. So I don't know.
Do they have vaginas? Then yes, I would sleep with a nun. And nuns, they like to spank. You know, they're real kinky. You see the way he wraps some kids' knuckles? Now imagine them using that on somebody's ass. I mean, nuns are nasty. I'm telling you, they can't hide from me.
Children, do you hear that crackling sound? That's the sound of your Uncle Corey going to hell.
Oh, please. Like nuns haven't done some of the most atrocious things themselves. There's a movie about nuns. I had to walk out and convince myself.
I don't think it had actually starred nuns, asshole. I think
it was about nuns. It was about nuns, and it was about. And I wish I could remember the name of the movie. It was about how they sexually abused, and mistreated these young girls at this one home. And I walked out. I hated penguins because I hated those nuns in that movie.
It's called The Magdalene Sisters.
That's it. That's the movie. Thank you. And that movie pissed me off.
No, in fact, true story. I used to be Catholic, and when I saw the 60-minute story about the what happened, that's when I left the church.
Really?
Really, honestly, because that came out, and it was one of those things where it's like, holy crap, this didn't happen like 50 years ago. This happened 4 years ago. This happened when I was alive in the Catholic Church that I was brought up. This is not right. This cannot be. And
it was terrible, and it just made me think that wow, those nuns really need to get laid. So I was thinking,
so
wow,
you're like dun dun dun. Here comes Corey to save the day. Don't worry, ladies, I have enough semen for all of you.
Put that young girl down. How old were you when you left the church? Were you like 11, 12? You got out of there before Catholic priest could touch you. You got out of there.
I don't want to give up my age, but I was not. I was an adult.
Okay. You weren't a little boy then. All right. I was about to say you got out of there just in time.
No, I was an altar boy back when I was a little boy.
Oh shit! Yeah,
I was hardcore, man.
So you were a prime target then for Catholic priest. Oh, you lucky guy, you. So let's go ahead and move to number 2, Wally.
Why?
I'll sing it in my own way. Number 2, but put some soul in there. You see, Wally. What?
I thought soul meant that it was good.
Not in my world.
That's right.
Number 2, WALL-E, $128 million after 2 weeks. WALL-E's kicking ass, boy.
WALL-E
Pandas and robots.
WALL-E, pandas and robots, baby. Pandas, robots, and superheroes.
And
That's what this is
superheroes.
all about.
That brings us to number 1.
Number 1.
You fall asleep with it. No.
It's like Perry Como over here. Oh, tiny bubbles in the number 1. And like,
Number
everyone's like,
one.
who the fuck is Perry Como?
I know it. Perry Homo. Who is that?
Who that? Didn't he die?
107 million, man, because it opened up early. It opened
opened up on Wednesday.
No, it opened up on a Tuesday night. I had a talk with some people who
Was
said,
it a midnight Tuesday?
No. That's the thing. Some guy told me he went to a Tuesday night screening and he was wondering, why wasn't it that full? And I said, because nobody knew there was a fucking Tuesday night screening. That's why. But apparently, they opened up early enough for this movie to garner $107 million.
Will Smith takes it again.
4th of July, boy. I'm telling you.
I wished everybody a happy Will Smith Day.
Man, everybody was wishing me Happy Will Smith Day. We will change 4th of July to Happy Will Smith Day.
What do you mean we will change it? We damn done changed it to Will Smith Day.
Shit, Will Smith changed it.
Yeah, and and it's God bless Will Smith Day because it is the day that we all go and we have barbecue, we get drunk, and we blow shit up just like Will Smith.
Exactly.
So you know what? What a great holiday it was. Summertime. Happy Will Smith Day.
Summertime.
Summertime.
Now, I will say this.
Kick back and relax.
Beep, 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 boom, 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 boom. I would say this, man. This is the only movie I'm going to do this with because I was being very nice on the film. And I can say it now that it's a success. I wanted to give this movie less than what I gave it when we actually reviewed it.
See, and I give you, and this is one of my problems with you sometimes, is you refuse to be honest because you want to try to give a review that targets an audience as opposed to actually just straight up saying you didn't like it.
Well, no, I did like it, and I would have given it. I still would have given it. Now, when I said matinee, because I gave it a matinee, I said I would give it a very, very, very high matinee. I'm splitting hairs here now. I would have given it a borderline rental. Low matinee, and when I would have said low matinee because I really don't like the second half of that movie, and
it's not even the second half; it's the third act that you don't like.
No, I was about halfway.
It's the big revelation where everything kind of changes.
And
that's the big third act.
Okay,
twist.
then yeah, I don't don't care what people say. I don't know how you cannot love that first part of the movie, except for some really bad music cues. And
it's not that they're really bad; it's just that they're like. What were you thinking?
One was really bad. That Sanford and Son thing. I mean,
it was just nonsensical. It's not that it was bad; it just didn't make any sense.
It was bad to me. You shove a guy's head up somebody's ass, and then they play Sanford and Son. Because I'm sitting there confused. I'm like thinking, I'm saying, okay, that's dirty. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now I'm thinking, I'm sitting up there. Watching this, I'm confused. I'm drawing out the movie because I'm thinking, okay, that's nasty. Putting the guy's head up somebody's ass. Nasty equals junk. Fred Sanford was a junk man. I guess that's the connection here. And
I don't know. Either that or he just really, like the director really wanted to use Sanford and Son in there somewhere. Or Will Smith's like, man, we got to get the Sanford and Son theme in here somewhere. I don't know where we could put that. Well, what about the scene where we shove the guy's head up his ass?
That's crazy.
That would be excellent.
Exactly. Sanford and Son makes me laugh. Everybody else will laugh.
That music cue, there's a couple others. In fact, because I was noticing it. See, the thing is, I gave this a full price. I still stick by the full price. I love the film. I've seen it twice already. I absolutely adore it. And but still, there are a few cues in there where it's like, why?
Yeah, that didn't make sense. Yeah.
And there was one or two songs where it's like, really? You went with that? I see where you went for the bass joke there, but like, boom, get out the way, really? Because that was a little...
it made more sense than Sanford and Son.
No, it made sense, but it made too much sense.
For those who haven't seen the movie, there's a scene, the first time we see Will Smith go into action, they play...
Now don't ruin it, that's the funniest scene in the fucking movie.
What? No. That's the funniest scene, him flying to Ludacris, Move.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. They play Ludacris, Get Out the Way, Move. And I can understand because he's drunk and everybody's like, whoa, look at us, a drunk Will Smith, get out the way. Yeah. Sanford and Son, I'm like, what the fuck are they playing that for? But hey, you know what? Good for Will Smith. I'm glad the movie did well. I don't really think it's a great movie, but I had a lot of fun watching it.
Did you read the story about what he told his little girl?
No.
Okay, well, here's the thing. There's this other movie out there that we really haven't spent much time on because really, why would we? It was Kit Kittredge.
Oh, actually, I reviewed that early because I thought it was coming out earlier, and I'll put up that audio review.
It came out earlier. It did. It was
in
a
Austin. It
limited
came out
release.
early.
Yeah, it was in limited release, and then
okay.
it just went wide this weekend.
I
and the
got
thing
you.
is one of the stars of the movie is Abigail Breslin, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The other star is Willow Smith, Will Smith's daughter.
Okay, I did not know that was Will Smith's
That was
daughter.
Will Smith's
that
daughter.
was little
And
Willow
apparently,
Smith.
Apparently, he said, and he said it very publicly, was, "You know, I love you, honey, but I gots to stomp you on 4th of July." And it was just so Will Smith that it was beautiful. I was like, "That's awesome." But 70, you know, I love you, baby, but I gots to stomp you.
Exactly. Your movie ain't shit.
Your
No,
movie ain't Kittredge, get out the way for Hancock, bitch.
in fact, he shoved her head up somebody's ass
Hell no!
and played Sanford and Son. There you go. That's in my movie. What you think about that? So,
That would have actually made that movie watchable.
you know what? Kittredge, for no real promotion, actually did all right. It came in within the top 10. I think it came in at number 8. Yeah, number 8. Only made $6 million. But had you heard anything about that movie at all?
No.
So
It is also the only rated G movie out there, I think. WALL-E's PG, isn't it?
no, Wally is G also.
It did it manage G? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yes, they did. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff out there for kids if you look for it, but whatever. So, let's go ahead and move on to... Oh, I want to tell you, I went to... in case you're wondering where I'm coming from, because I told you I was out of town. I'm coming from Monterrey, Mexico. And I'm walking around in some of the party parts of town, and I'm looking at the walls, and they got movies coming out there that were just here. And it's just crazy looking at the names of those in Spanish, like Speed Racers, Meteoro. Just Meteoro. I'm thinking of a spaceman when I see that. They have Get Smart coming out there, which is Super Agente. I think is Ciente 86 or something, whatever. It's
Super
like
Agent 86.
It's Super Agent 86, yeah. So they don't even
in
call
fact,
them.
It's funny because it's funny you bring this up because I've actually spent the last few weeks, as we've talked about many times before. I just recently bought a house, and I'm geeking up my house. So I'm buying all these really awesome posters to geek
God
up
damn
my
it!
house.
I'm sorry. I just spilled fucking beer on myself.
That's because you used a bottle opener to open up a twist
Man,
off.
you
bitch.
fuckhead! I gave you.
Fuckhead.
Do you remember that time I gave you that beer and I said it's a twist off, and you were like, "Oh, that's too hard to twist off. I need a bottle opener."
Hey, you know what? There are some that are just a little rough. These have been cake.
I opened my first one like that. I'm so used to using this bottle opener every week that I used it.
It's all good.
Don't act
It's all
like
good.
God is mad
It's
at
all
me
good.
for using a bottle opener.
So
Okay, I'm sorry.
anyhow,
Please go ahead.
And I'm going to give a shout out here. For,
Oh, you gonna give a shout out?
sure, but not to. Now, hold on.
I'm not okay.
Hear me up.
Okay.
There is, for those of you who love movie posters, there is this great seller on eBay called Fantomas 38,000.
Damn, is he a robot or something?
FANTOMAS 38,000. No, Fantomas is the name of an old movie, and it's also the name of a band, oddly enough. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
I'll believe you. I'll do.
Yeah, but he's a guy or a shop out of Madrid, Spain, that sells Spanish and Italian movie posters. And now, so the thing is I've been tracking down. Now, all over the world, they release different posters than they necessarily release in the States. So you get really cool posters that of your favorite movies that are completely different than the posters that all your buddies have. And they have posters going way back, 40, 50, 60 years.
Damn,
And so
that far,
I've been
huh?
tracking down really cool old movie posters. I bought one for the classic 1964 film The Killers with Lee Marvin,
Yeah.
Angie Dickinson,
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan.
That's the one Ronald Reagan was really known for. Too.
Yeah, where Ronald Reagan was the bad guy. And it's a great movie.
Yeah.
If you've never seen The Killers,
Except for his role as president, where he was the bad guy too.
But what I'm talking about, that's like his best movie. Like if you want to find that really great movie that Ronald Reagan was in when he was an actor, it's also the problem with that film is that it's dated in the fact that Ronald Reagan's the bad guy in the movie, and he's like smacking around Angie Dickinson. You're just sitting there going, President Reagan is smacking around Angie Dickinson.
Exactly.
But so I bought
Slapping hoes.
a great killer poster of that with Lee Marvin pointing a gun out at the wall. Oh, it's so cool. And I just found this other one the other day for a film that was released in Europe but was played on television here.
What was
we
it?
know it as the pilot episode to Buck Rogers.
They actually released that
They
in a
released
theater.
the pilot episode as a movie over
in
there.
Germany.
It's called Oh, well, I have the Spanish poster for it on the way now. It's called Buck Rogers, El Adventura en Espacia. And oh my God, is it cool? I mean, it's got Henry Silva on the front, and it's just this badass.
You don't need that, all right? Now, what are you ordering that for?
Because it is so awesome. It is deep fried awesome,
it, man.
covered in sugar and honey,
covered
and
in
rolled
shit
around in the pussy of Kate Bosworth.
Man,
it is that fucking awesome. That's how awesome.
Buck Rogers is bad enough in English. You gonna order that shit in Spanish too?
Oh my God, it was so fucking cool.
Oh my God.
Hey, there were two of them, and one of my friends saw it, and she was like, "Oh my God, I have to have that. Will you order that and split the shipping with me?" Now, here's the thing. I'm giving you the shout out to this. It's called Phantomos 38,000. It's on eBay. They have a huge store, like thousands of freaking posters. You can just sit there and sift through them and look at all the cool stuff. I found some really awesome things on there. I ordered this Thursday night.
And it came Friday morning.
No. From Barcelona. I ordered this Thursday night. FedEx tells me it's going to be at my house by noon tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
From Barcelona, Spain. I can't get stuff in the United States shipped that fast. Cost me $16 to get 2 posters sent from Barcelona. Bam. And that's because he sent it out and it's on a holiday weekend. So, the last time I ordered it on a Saturday and it arrived on a Thursday because Monday was a national holiday in Spain.
All I know is you're at home sitting on lawn chairs, but you buying Mexican posters. Boy,
on lawn chairs? You haven't been to my house in weeks. I actually got all new furniture. This place is awesome, dude. My house has become swank.
Dog is in there starving and you buying fucking posters. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm really
neglectful. But
I found some really awesome posters. If you guys are into cool posters, because that's one of the weird things is like, when you put a poster up of a movie in your living room or something, it's like, oh, hey, they've got a movie poster up. When you have like a really cool old print and you've got it in another language, all of a sudden people think, oh, that's art.
No, people think, what the fuck does that say? Buck Rogers in Spanish. What the fuck you order that for? That's what they think.
Dude, that's not going in my living room. That goes in my geek room.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
right
behind
you.
You got Black Samson.
Black Samson.
Now, the thing is, you get mad props from me for having Black Samson in your living room because that's fucking pimp.
Even though I haven't hung it up yet, I'm just behind my couch.
I know that's going up.
It'll go up soon.
No. But that speaks to who Corey is, and that's when people walk into my geek room and they see Buck Rogers, they know, dude, that's Carlisle. Of course, Carlisle loves fucking Buck Rogers, because Buck Rogers was the shit. I met Gil Gerard when I was 13 years old, and I thought he was the coolest person on the world.
What do you say? Get this fucking kid away from me.
No, actually, he was hitting on my mother.
What, he's hitting on your mom?
He was hitting on my mom.
Damn, can I talk to your mom? She that hot? Can I talk to her? I'll talk to her.
No.
Give me a number.
No, Buck Rogers just didn't have good taste in
I'll wear a Buck Rogers outfit. Try to talk to your mom. Even have a little midget next to me talking about bitty, bitty, bitty.
Bitty, 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 Corey.
No, it's cool, man. Well, I will make a special trip to your house to look at this poster, and if I like it enough, I'll steal it. And Hancock was coming out there too. I didn't get a good glimpse at it, man. So.
Yeah, no, but there's but seriously, you might want to check because he's got a lot of great exploitation posters, and there's a lot of cool stuff.
I love sci-fi posters too and everything. I like a lot of posters. I just haven't had a chance to hang them all up yet.
I'm just saying because this is the second time I've ordered from this place. I love this place, and it is literally it's one of those unknown geek cool places that now I'm.
What's it called? Phantomos
38,000.
Phantomos.
He's a seller on eBay.
Did I start with an F?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantamos.
To make sure he had
38,000.
PH going on there.
And he's whoever Phantomos 38,000 is, he's my hero.
All right. Looking here, last week got a ton of emails from people saying that they loved Fantastic Planet. That when we recommended that to them, they said went out, got it. Actually, a lot of people went out and searched the movie and came back, watched it, and got back to us and said really loved it. And I got a lot of emails saying, "Hey, that was great. Is there any other weird underground animation that you can recommend?" I don't really have anything that's too underground like that movie is. I recommend it to a few people. Look up Ralph Bakshi. Because I know a lot of younger people won't know that.
Yeah, no, Bakshi. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about Bakshi for a little bit because Bakshi's interesting.
No, I just told him look up Ralph RALPH Bakshi Bakshi BAKSHI. Guy was credited for making the first X-rated cartoon, which is Fritz the Cat. Made a sequel, not the Nine Lives of Fritz the Cat. Did a lot of experimentation with rotoscope films, which were Fire and Ice, American Pop. He did Lord. He did Lord of the Rings. Is actually it's not that terrible, man. It's not. I don't even know why I'm saying terrible. It's not that bad. It's actually very faithful.
No,
to the book.
it was very good until you've seen the new movies. Once you've seen the new movies and go back and watch it.
But considering that this was made, I think early '80s,
you're missing some of his good. You
well, no, I'm just mentioning some. I've seen all of his movies.
I know.
Wizards.
Yeah.
Coonskin, which is very controversial.
Yeah.
Which was. You can either find Coonskin under Coonskin, which is a controversial title because it deals with race, and Coonskin is, of course, a southern derogative name for black people. But then he did. It's also titled under Street Fight.
Street Fight is where I first saw it,
and it's edited down a little bit, so don't get that one. If you find Coonskin, get that.
Now here's the thing about Bakshi though. Bakshi is great. You want to call it underground, but it's underground only because he never caught on. What he was doing, he was very ahead of his time, and he was making very adult, very mature films with animation. These films are not happy. They are not upbeat. They are not the type of thing that you will sit down and watch and go, "Wow, that was awesome." It's the type of stuff that you watch and you go,
in fact, if you're a kid, I mean, a lot of you are asking me this. I mean, if you're 18 and older, I've had a few people who are in their 20s, almost 30s, asking me about this, and I'm like, I'm surprised you haven't heard of Ralph Bakshi, but go off and watch Ralph Bakshi. But if you're younger, you're not going to really probably comprehend the social commentary, especially since it's not up to date now.
And it's also not geared for the young. He was trying to prove 20, 30 years ago that you could make adult animation work, and he proved that you couldn't. Everybody kept pointing to him and saying, "See, here's this genius making this stuff. Nobody wants to see it." So he's somebody who, God, if only he had come up now.
In fact, you might recognize one of his contemporary films, Cool World, which is not a very good movie at all.
No, well, that was his last major film, and that's why he left.
Yeah, and he has a funniest story. I actually got to talk to Ralph Bakshi. I mean, the guy's one of my heroes, and I was almost in tears talking to him.
Now, for those of you out there that don't realize, in the animation world, this guy's a fucking he is the Stan Lee of animated films. He's that guy that everybody in the animation world wishes they could be.
Well,
even though he never attained true commercial success, he's the guy that inspired generations.
Well, there's two things that were going on with him. And I would tell him to his face. I mean, because he's so confident in his movies. He thinks that Coonskin is what started rap, and I would tell him to his face, "You're fucking wrong." But
it's kind of like Dolomite started rap.
Yeah,
no, you didn't. Shut up, Rudy Ray Moore.
Exactly. Everybody thinks they started rap because you actually made something rhyme. That you got to spill one, don't you?
That was full.
Okay,
it's not. No, yeah.
I'm just every week.
Emily Dickinson started rap.
Dr. Seuss started rap, but the Cat in the Hat.
Sam I am.
Yeah, exactly. Green eggs and ham, motherfucker.
Sam I am.
But
do you like green eggs and ham? No,
but
I do not like green eggs and ham.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that. Don't do that. But no, he claims that Coonskin is like Scarface to him. He's like, every rapper has it in their home. I'm like, man, they do not. Half these rappers don't even know what the fuck Coonskin is, and those that do are cool. But I got into his shit when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and because at 8 or 9 years old, I was like saying, animation is just not kid shit. It can be adult too. So,
so the 9-year-old knew what it was.
Exactly. But no, I'm just watching it because I'm like saying, wow, why are my parents always saying this stuff is for kids? And I'm up here watching a cartoon where a girl is flashing her titties and everything. And they still are saying it's okay for me to watch this because it's a fucking cartoon. Are you that mentally blocked? So I grew up on this shit. And as I watched it more and more, because I would study that shit, man. Yeah. And I just said, this guy is a visionary. He's a borderline genius, man, but he cannot tell a coherent story to save his ass.
Well, he can. He just ends them depressingly.
No, Coonskin is a classic, but disjointed as shit.
Well, Coonskin, yeah.
But no, look, I'm up here talking bad about the guy. He did tons of other. Hey, good looking.
You're not talking bad about the guy's a fucking genius.
No, he's one of my heroes,
probably, man. Probably the starter one. The one that if you really want to get into the world of Bakshi, go out and check out Wizards.
That's not the starter one. The starter one. No, the starter one is Fritz the Cat because that was notorious.
Well, no. But the thing is Fritz the Cat it's really early animation. He didn't have a huge budget. It's funny. It's good, but it's no. The one that if you really want to wet your whistle on what he was doing, Wizards really kind of encapsulates everywhere he was going and just how bizarre he could get with that
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, if you want to talk about people who
It's
were
also the reason I mention it. It's also the one you can go down to Blockbuster and find.
Yeah, no,
It's
you can
the one
find that.
is most readily available.
You can find that. Yeah, you can find that one. Lord of the Rings is very, very
You
available
can find
too.
that, but again, once you've seen the Peter Jacksons, going back and watching those is painful.
But there's two modes to him. He did this stuff that was very cartoony in his animation style, and then he went and tried to. He wanted to produce movies, and now this is me, maybe not remembering correctly, but he wanted to produce animated movies more realistically, but not he didn't have the staff and the budget to do that.
No.
So he did the rotoscoping thing, and the one movie that was shown on HBO over and over again that a lot of people saw was American Pop. And they were like, wow, what is this? It looks like real people. It's a real story being told, which is one of his problems also. He tried to tell sometimes real stories using rotoscope, and that didn't work too well. But they're like, this is kind of visually fascinating. So the guy is a visionary, man. I mean, it might not be new to you, but go and revisit it. If you haven't heard of him, go and look up his stuff. And I'm warning you, I personally think that it's not very coherent storytelling.
No, his stuff is very experimental.
Yeah, but watch it.
But it's very good experimental.
I'm going to try and get an interview with him, a phone interview. I mean, because that would be my dream. The guy, I mean, he's such a nice guy too. We talked to each other for like about 5 minutes, and I was like, he doesn't even remember the fuck I am. But I was like, wow, I barely lay praise on somebody like this because celebrities are just celebrities, whatever. But this guy is influential.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, man.
I know a whole generation of animators who are all they were all influenced by Bakshi. He was that guy.
And go and watch this fucking Mighty Mouse cartoon that he put on. And it's funny because I know about Ralph Bakshi. I saw this shit when I was a teenager. And he did a Mighty Mouse cartoon for Saturday morning. And I said to myself, he's going to fuck this up and get it off. And I didn't mean fuck it up in a bad way. I was like, he's going to do something and get this shit yanked. And sure enough, there was one episode where Mighty Mouse, he sees this poor little girl, kind of like the matchstick girl on the street. And she gives him a little flower girl. And he takes it, crushes it, opens his palm, and it's all powder. And what does he do? He sniffs it. Like, first thing you think automatically is, okay, he just did cocaine. And of course, some preacher saw this and said, get that shit off TV. And I was like, well, it is kind of weird. So, and it's a very bizarre cartoon. It creeped me out at times. If you can get a hold of these old cartoons, they're fascinating. Watch them. And because he also worked for a ton of animation studios. He worked for Terry Toons, which I think did Mighty Mouse. And since he kind of worked for them, he was able to do a cartoon about them. For those of you, this might be too old for some of you younger people out there, but there was a cartoon called The Mighty Heroes. They had Rope Man and Baby Man. A lot of people don't remember this.
I don't even remember this.
But I
remember weird ass shit like that. What the hell is this?
Well, in Waco, this is something you're talking about syndicated
this is
TV.
like Waco
yeah,
animation.
exactly. You know, you're talking about shit that they just bought bargain bin and just reran it on some cartoon show they had and Mighty
Rope
Heroes.
Boy, I'm the Amazing Baby Boy. Really, what it was actually just a bunch of old cartoons from the 50s, and they dubbed in new voices and made it a superhero.
No,
show.
they were from the 60s because they did that budget animation, and so he was able to even take some of those characters and put them in Mighty Mouse. Like I said, look, this shit is before me, but they reran it. I saw it. Ralph Bakshi, look him up. Ralph, Ralph, Bakshi, Bakshi. Look him up and watch some of his films. And if you haven't seen them, you owe it to yourself, especially if you love animation. So anyway, what's on your mind?
I have nothing on my mind.
Okay, I have something on my mind. Did you see the Day the Earth Stood Still trailer and the Quantum of Solace trailers? I'm just mentioning cool trailers that I saw.
I saw the Day the Earth Stood Still trailer.
What do you think about that? I thought it looked kind of cool myself.
See, actually, well, it's a weird thing for me. I've been emailing back and forth with the director of that for like 2 years. He reads my stuff.
I love you, Carlisle.
No. He reads my stuff on another site, and he shares the same opinions with me. And I loved his last film. You didn't. But
Which was?
The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Didn't hate it, but didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I remember. You really didn't like it. And
had a couple of creepy parts in there. Most of it was bullshit to me.
Well, because it was very... it was a movie that was sold as a horror film, and then it turned out to be a legal existential drama. And I dug that because it's like, wow, it's a legal existential drama. That's incredible. And you're like, this is some old bullshit. I was promised fucking ghosts and shit blowing up, and I want my fucking spirits. I don't want some fucking 24-year-old hottie. Granted, she's hot, but I don't want some 24-year-old hottie like bending over. It's like, ooh, that's the extent of her crazy.
Okay, you exaggerating. I probably did do that for comic effect. I probably did do that because in the trailers they had the devil talking like Emily Rose, the scariest movie you've seen in forever, and I was like, okay. Now when I watched the movie, I said that really is bad marketing because not only did they introduce this courtroom aspect of it. Now, if you like me, all that courtroom shit, unless you do it well, it becomes very boring, and too many people have done it that way. And in this movie, yes, it was boring. And I was like, for a movie that you promised some scares to, some fascination about exorcisms themselves, I get a courtroom drama that's mediocre. Oh, go to hell.
And see, I disagree. I loved the hell out of that film. I thought it was really cool. And this is why I bring this up. Because I think this might be another one of those films. The Day the Earth Stood Still is one of those. It's a classic.
The movie, the 1950s movie. Where
it's also, I will argue, a classic that nobody fucking watches anymore. Yeah. It's one of those you watch when you're a kid and you hold as a classic.
Well, it has an icon. With Gore, whatever, the robot, coming out zapping with his eyes. That's an icon for that movie. And people know that icon more than they know the movie. And in that same Baratu, yeah, exactly. And that's one of the most famous lines in science fiction. But you have to be like a real nerd to know that. You know what I'm saying? So
or an Evil Dead fan.
Is that what they say? In
fact, here's one of those beautiful moments in which I was at this screening for Evil Dead 2. And the whole big reason it was a big screening, it was at the Alamo Drafthouse, and it was, Bruce Campbell presents Evil Dead 2. So Bruce Campbell's there. He showed a short film that he made that was really, really good, called Finalysis. If you can ever find this thing, check it out. It's a half-an-hour film Bruce Campbell made about what it's like to be famous and deal with fanboys. And it's him, it's celebrities, and he interviews several other celebrity friends of his. It's celebrities looking through their eyes at the fans. And and it taught me so much about fanboyism.
You're like, Jesus, I'm an asshole.
Fantastic. It's no. It's like you see the really weird fans. And it taught me a lot of you learn a lot of the things not to do around famous people. It's very, very cool documentary. But he showed that, and some asshole in the audience, because he's doing a question and answer, and people are asking really good questions and asking about all this stuff.
And then somebody asks a stupid question.
Somebody raised their hand and goes, "Do you know where the term Klaatu Verata Nikto comes from?" And he's like, "Are you kidding me? That's your question?" And he was all Bruce Campbell about it. He's like, shut the fuck up. It came from The Day the Earth Stood Still. Everybody knows that. Yeah, it's like what was the first video played on MTV? Everyone knows the answer to that question.
Beat It. No, I'm kidding. It was the Video Killed the Radio Star. Right?
Yeah. By the Bugle. Everybody fucking knows the answer to that trivia question. It's like, I know what the first, who cares? Everyone knows it. You
ain't impressing nobody is what you're saying.
It's one of those things that it was
really
But
The Day the Earth Stood Still, the trailer to me actually looks kind of cool.
I
love this whole, it just has a very solemn, almost depressing approach to it in that trailer. And I like that.
They're also keeping a lot of the stuff hidden, and what I've been told by Scott is that
look at you on first name basis with him. Well, I've been told by
Scott. Not a full first name basis.
Scotty is what I call him.
We email back. Yeah,
my
boy. Scott Derrickson, and what he's been telling me is that he hasn't given me any good details on it, and I haven't pressed him for it. But he said that all the fan stuff, the stuff that the fans are looking for, is there. But he's trying to keep it real quiet right now because he doesn't want to blow, the thing, 3 months, 6 months out. So, but he's showing something at Comic-Con. I'll
look out for it.
I'm very curious to see what happens. The one thing I'm worried about is the weekend it's being released. And
what is it going up against?
Well, no, it's not. It's not that it's going up against. It's going out in a classic dump weekend where movies will get dumped because it's like I think it gets released December 12th.
If they push it as a special effects movie, though, it'll get people in.
No. But what I'm talking about is it's already got its planned date, and the date is always that day where they typically release movies that are getting dumped.
That's kind of changing right now, though. I mean, I remember when April and March used to be seen as dump days, and then some movies do well in those months. So
I hope beyond hope that this is actually a really cool film. And I want it to be good. I'm still apprehensive because, you are remaking a classic. And I don't care if I liked your last movie or not. Anytime you remake a classic, I'm going to be anxious about it. Doesn't mean that, who knows? Could you imagine what it would be like to be a geek in 1982 and think, oh, my God, how could anybody remake Howard Hawks' The Thing? Oh, what kind of asshole would they're remaking everything now. And now they're remaking The Thing from Another World. That was one of the great classics of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then it turns out to be that. Could it be there? Who knows?
Well, let me tell you something about remakes. I don't have a problem with remakes. I have a problem with them remaking every fucking thing out there. That's my problem. You don't have an idea? Just remake it. They remake movies that need to be remade. The Day the Earth Stood Still, not a lot of people have seen that movie. I don't care how much of a classic it is. These days, not a lot of people have seen it. Yeah, reintroduce it, remake it, have people go discover the old one. Exactly. I'm fine with that. When you're remaking shit that doesn't need to be remade, then like some classic movies, I don't know about that.
This is where, the reason why I don't get all geek rage about remakes is because I save that for the special moments when it needs to be done. There are people who scream about every remake and then feel they have to write the 12 billionth rant about why are they remaking everything these days. Thing is, you look at the history of films, we've always been remaking things. There's the same amount of remakes every year going back. They're always remaking shit. Are we remaking TV shows or are we remaking movies?
Look, back in the day, we remade things. I mean, we remade Cecil B. DeMille remade the Ten Commandments.
No. I know. I mean, I put I had a weblog about that, about my the top five greatest remakes of all time. If you haven't seen that, check that one out. It's in my blog. It's in my video blog section. But the thing is there are times where, like a few years ago, when Ben Affleck and J-Lo were still dating. Remember when they were Bennifer?
Oh, how could I forget?
How could you forget Bennifer? Because we couldn't turn around without hearing about Bennifer. Yeah, remember when they were going to remake Casablanca?
Man, I wonder if that was a publicity stunt.
That's what you get pissed about.
No.
So many people screamed and hollered. They refused. Nobody was going to let them do that. They thought they were big enough to pull it off, and then it's like, oh hell no, you guys are not remaking.
Yeah, no. They look. Maybe if it had been done by a more classy couple or just a badass director, I even then would have been like, no, fuck, don't do this, man. Move on to something else. Yeah. But you talking about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck? You better get your fucking ass on out of here with that shit.
But really, Casablanca is one of those rare films. I just saw this in a theater again just a few weeks ago. The audience just went nuts for it. I mean, I took a bunch of people who had never seen it, and they just went nuts for the film. They were laughing in all the right places.
They're just some movies
film that holds up. If you out there have still not seen Casablanca, but it's one of those films that you think, oh, I've heard about that so many times, I feel like I've already seen it. You haven't seen it. You have to sit down and watch this movie at your earliest convenience. It is the greatest fucking movie ever goddamn made.
Okay, I wouldn't say ever. It's a good movie.
No. It is my favorite movie of all time. I've watched that film hundreds of times.
Not mine, but I mean, it's a good movie.
Yours is Black Samson.
I think, it's not Black Samson, and yours is every fucking Michael Bay movie made.
Sure it is. No, I'm saying I love this movie. If you still haven't seen it, you must watch it.
No, I got you. I'm just saying that there's some movies that you're just never going to top. Ever. Right. Like they remade Psycho. Okay, fine. You experimented. That's great. What did you accomplish? Nothing. I mean, because Psycho, I wasn't pissed about it, but I'm like, hey, that was wasted time, man.
It's funny that you bring that up. I saw that again in a theater recently, and it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, no, they shouldn't have remade this. Although I will say that seeing it again in a theater, there are two performances in the remake that I prefer to the performances in the original film, but I still prefer the original film. William H. Macy and Viggo Mortensen were just so much better than the guys in the original film.
Well, that's just probably because they were updated, but
because both of those guys are incredible actors. Viggo Mortensen and William H. Macy are both just top of their game badasses.
You want to get into some email?
No, I hate email. I fucking hate email. No, answer an email. I don't care.
Okay, let's go and get into some email right
now. Answer an email.
We got 18 minutes left, so 16 now. So I figured, hey, why not jump into some email real quick? Oh, let's see. Well, of course, hey, Alex Hacker, man, had a very excellent question here. and he says, with Mike Myers wearing out his welcome in comedies, do you think he should go the Jim Carrey route and try his hand at a more dramatic role? And he does mention Studio 54, and he says, we all know that sucked ass. If not, well, hey, look, that's what he says. Hold on, let me finish. If not Mike Myers, then what comedic actor should try a more dramatic role? And that's from Alex Hacker. Let me just first say that a lot of people after The Love Guru, they thought I hate Mike Myers, and I don't. I actually think Mike Myers is a very talented guy. I think all those accents that he can do, that's for nothing, all right? It's just the context that he does them in, it's which he keeps doing the same series of jokes over and over again with them. I think, yeah, I totally agree that he should apply himself in a different direction, which would probably be doing a more serious role.
Alex, you're on crack. 54 was actually not, it wasn't a terrible movie. It didn't suck ass. It was a good movie. It was a great kind of a great slice of what that time was. And it was worth seeing for two reasons. One, to see Ryan Phillippe, who kind of exploded out of that movie. And he did a really good job in that. And then, of course, Mike Myers, who's incredible in that movie. He's fantastic. Even though the movie is not like an epic classic, even though I don't even know if it'll hold up.
I agree with you. I think the movie's not bad. But I don't think it's that good. But I do think if you watch it for one reason, you do get a glimpse of Mike Myers actually doing something a little more serious, and he pulls it off, which gives me confidence in him doing something more serious now.
Yeah, no. And the thing is that if you look at the history of comedians going to serious film, comedy is just acting. Comedy is all about, in order to do comedy right, it's all about knowing exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it.
It's all about timing
and delivery. That's all acting is. So moving from telling a joke to selling the idea that you're really wounded by something, there's a lot of acting involved in good comedy. So it is not that far of a leap. That's how we've seen people like Jamie Foxx. Yeah. We've seen
Robin Williams. We've seen, of course, Jim Carrey. We've seen what's his name? He was in Homicide. I just knew Richard Belzer.
Yeah, Richard Belzer.
We've even seen. He was in Aliens. You know what I'm talking about.
Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser. We've seen Paul Reiser do dramatic roles
before. He's gone back and forth.
Yeah, he's gone back and forth.
No, it's not a far leap. So, it really, you know what? Who really impressed me recently? Dane Cook, who I'm not a fan of his comedy.
Oh, you talking about in Mr. Brooks?
Yeah, Mr. Brooks. I thought he was solid in Mr.
No,
Brooks.
he was good in that. I don't even like Dane Cook that much.
Movie.
Yeah.
In fact, the thing about Mr. Brooks is one of those movies that somebody promised to send it to me. They read my review online. They promised to send me a version of it. It never came. I've been waiting for this thing. I want to see this thing. Somebody did exactly what I said and edited out all the scenes with Demi Moore. Because all the scenes with Demi Moore felt like they were put in there by a producer who said, you can't make a movie about a serial killer and just a serial killer. Yeah. We have to have somebody the audience will like a cop character. No, all the scenes with Demi Moore suck ass. Everything with Kevin Costner and Dane Cook and Kevin Costner's daughter is fantastic.
A lot of people think that, look, I've seen Kevin Costner in two movies that weren't very well accepted that he was good in. What is it? 20,000 miles to Vegas.
3,000 miles to Graceland.
To Graceland, yeah. He was a villain in that movie, and it's a terrible movie. But he was good as a villain. If you ask me,
if you want to talk about him being good, let's talk about 13 Days, where he was fantastic.
Yeah, no,
he played the Secretary of State. Oh my God!
Well, before we go too far off point, let's get back to
not Secretary of State. I'm sorry, he played the president's chief of staff.
Yeah. And that's during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, and whatnot. But let's bring it back to...
If you haven't seen that film, that's a film to track down. 13 Days, incredible film.
But no, look, it's harder for an actor to go into comedy than it is for a comedian to go into acting, because you're right. Yeah. It's all about timing. It's all about being comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, if you're comfortable enough to go up there and tell a joke and possibly bomb, you can go and probably switch to drama.
And it's all about knowing how to bomb and how to keep going even when you are bombing.
Now, I've seen some comedians actually make the transition briefly, and I thought that, wow, they can do this if given a chance.
Sinbad.
No, not no, but hell no.
Now we've taken this crazy train off the rails.
I am going to talk about black comedians, and I don't mean to bring it to a black thing. I mean, I wish I could think of some other people than black people so nobody would hold it over me. But there's just two people that immediately come to mind. Chris Tucker, who was in Dead Presidents, who actually did pretty well.
And
wait a minute. Well, I don't know who you think of. I was going to say Mike Epps, but I don't know who you're going to say.
well, no, I was going to say Chris Tucker was also in.
Oh, Jackie Brown. But he was being funny in that.
Well, not really.
No, he was
funny, but he wasn't doing a comedy.
There was 1 second in there where he's
the
like,
funniest part is when after he's dead.
Well, no, even when they open the trunk, he's like, "Hey, motherfucker, what you?" Bam, bam, you know. But there's a brief second in there where he's actually talking to Samuel Jackson. He's like, "Hey, man, good looking out, man. You want to come on in?" But he's still kind of being funny. But in Dead Presidents, he's being really serious because he's a strung out junkie. Yeah. And Mike Epps, I saw really briefly give some sort of seriousness to his role in Talk to Me, where he was Don Cheadle's brother. Don Cheadle played the guy Cheadle, whatever.
Don.
That's what. Who did I say?
John.
No, I said Don. I did say
You're
Don.
Like
I didn't say John.
John.
You people go back and listen to it. I said Don. I said.
What do you mean, you people?
What are
you talking? Why you call us you?
You people.
All right, Ross.
You know, you black people and everybody else. No, you Negroes out there. Listen to what I'm saying. No, it's Don Cheadle's brother in Talk to Me is played by Mike Epps. Mike Epps is of course. I don't even like him sometimes. I think he's too over the top. But in that movie, he shows some restraint. And I was like, you know something? You give this guy a serious role, and he can do it.
Speaking of, you want to talk about great black comedian transitions.
Jamie Foxx?
Dude, Eddie Murphy.
You know what?
I mean, Eddie Murphy did a lot of comedies, and then he did Dreamgirls, and man, was he fucking fantastic.
There was, okay, you're going to hate me for this, but I'm still not convinced with Dreamgirls, because most of his time, he was being Eddie Murphy. Hey, girls, how you doing? Hey, lady, come on, sit in the back of the bus with me. I want to party with you real quick. I want to chat with you. But there was one part in that movie where I thought, like, wow, I really feel the emotion, and it was a look that he just gave. Now, you can get that look sometimes from just holding the camera on somebody when they don't even know it. And when you don't have to do any dialogue, that's easy to get. So I'm still not fully convinced with Eddie Murphy. But I think he's a talented enough guy to pull it off.
I think Eddie Murphy has it. No, there's a lot of great comedians who have, and look at comedy actors who have turned into serious actors. One of our most Academy Award winning living actors today started out as a comedian. Tom Hanks.
That's right. He was
Tom
doing
Hanks
comedy.
was doing dumbass comedy. I mean, come on, who could forget the timeless classic of Turner and Hooch?
Oh, man.
And yet here is the guy that turned around and gave us Forrest Gump and gave us Philadelphia and has done so many great roles since then.
Bachelor Party, man. Forget Turner and Hooch.
Bachelor Party is one of the good comedies.
Bosom Buddies that he did on television.
See, I loved Bosom Buddies.
I did too, man. I used to come in and I had to watch Bosom Buddies. It was a syndication I watched. I got to watch Bosom Buddies. Now, Bosom Buddies is a show with Tom Hanks where he's with another.
Wasn't it Peter McNichol that was also on the show with him?
No, it wasn't Peter McNichol. It wasn't Peter McNichol. You're thinking of Christy McNichol's brother.
Yeah.
Peter McNichol was in Dragon Slayer. No, that wasn't the guy.
No, you're right.
It was not that guy. I forgot what the guy, Peter something, I think.
Yeah, it's Peter something. It's one of the Peter.
But anyway, Tom Hanks came from this big fucking comedic background. He is one of our most treasured dramatic actors now.
A lot of our dramatic actors really did come out of comedy, and it's really not that far.
And look at Jamie Foxx. I mean, again, Jamie Foxx. I'm just bringing him up because Jamie Foxx did 5 years ago did a comedy show on stage.
Who thought he was ever going to be? In fact, when he was cast as Ray, everyone was like, "Really? Come on."
But did you see him in The Kingdom, man? He was very good in The Kingdom. Miami Vice.
The Kingdom is after, and the Miami Vice is after.
Yeah, I know.
When people took him, no, I love Jamie Foxx. I think he's an incredible actor. But I remember when he was cast as Ray, and everyone was like, "Oh, great, where's this going to go? This is the guy that does stand up." And then he was just fantastic.
No, he was great. I mean, Ray is a very dull movie to me. Where the hell are you going? What? I mean, you just whispering to me in the middle of this.
I was saying keep talking.
Oh, you got to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Don't
all right.
say anything about it.
Okay. I'm not I didn't say anything. He's going to take a shit right now, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you real quick. I guess this beer is okay. Oh, he's taking a piss right now. I guess this would be a good time for me to check email while he's doing that. But hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and read this other email while he's gone. Somebody help me. He wants to kill me. I don't want to do this every week, but he's making me do this. I'm under his control. He's evil. Evil. Okay, let's see what we got here. It says, it's a nice email. And it's good to read because he doesn't like to read nice emails. I can read this nice email to you. And I think I just want to show my appreciation to you out there who appreciates us. This comes from Jose. And Jose says, I'd like to thank you for what you ask. Well, it's been about a year since I discovered your review in the website. Or your reviews in the website. I randomly came across it when I was on YouTube and I was looking for Transformers and Ghost Rider. He mentioned some other stuff about those reviews that made him laugh, and that's what got him hooked. So let's go ahead and move on from here. I'm just reading a very nice email, which I know you hate, but I every now and then just like to read nice emails at people.
Every once in a while, you like to fluff your ego. What
exactly.
you kids don't realize is that we here at a couple of cold ones, we started a couple of cold ones about a half an hour early today and had a conversation and killed our first beer and a half in there.
Oh, that's right. We did. We
did.
And
so my bladder was saying, I'm a couple of cold ones heavy and it's time to take a break. So anything that your Uncle Corey said about me in between there, please ignore
I was joking. I could tell. I said you were trying to kill me and I was under your control and I don't want to do this every week, but you make me. I said
it's just like the time you said I put my hand on your knee.
I know. You know what?
Wish fulfillment. You know, I understand.
You know what?
If I sat across from someone as sexy as me every week, I too would have problems keeping that under wraps.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how are you controlling yourself right now? How come you don't put your hand on my knee? Male or female, our animal,
so
our
what's this
vegetable.
Very nice compliment.
That's from a guy named Jose. And I was just reading about him. And he was saying that he came across the site on YouTube and he was thanking us for making it happen. He just says, it's been about a year and I've heard interesting things on movies, comics, DVDs, and anything else you and the rest of the crew have been kind enough to share. I'm entertained on a daily basis and I just wanted to thank you for all the hard work you do. And everyone goes through, and what everyone goes through to keep the site up and running. Thank you, and that's from Jose. And I mean, Jose brings up an interesting point. I mean, it has gotten to this point with at least on this show that I just noticed that we are actually recommending useful things and helpful things to people. I mean, maybe not helpful, but interesting things. I mean, I've noticed that because I didn't think this, you and I just bullshitting, but we bring up something and then people email us and they're like, wow, I didn't know about that. Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't know it. I looked it up and I was thoroughly enjoyed by it. So that's all I was just reading his email for. And I really appreciate that. I every now and then like to let people know that we're reading their compliments and I want to thank them because without you people out there, well, we wouldn't be at the point we are. There we go again with you people. Jose, you Mexicans out there who come to the site, I really appreciate the help you give us. Now, come over and mow my lawn now. No, it's very nice of you to say that.
Euphemism?
Euphemism for what? What the hell are you talking about?
Have you never heard? Never mind. If I have to explain it to you, it's not funny.
Anyway.
Well, everyone else out there that knows mow your lawn, they're all like...
What, is that like a fucking, shave my groin area shit? Is that what that is? Is that what you're talking about? Because I'm not on this childish shit like this.
I need to teach you comedy, my
because
man.
I'm not like a fucking 9-year-old up here giggling at this shit.
That's why I just said, is that a euphemism? It just ran off with it. But no. You gotta grind this puppy
You gotta get nasty, what you gotta do.
Is that a shave your groin joke? Is that what that is? I don't fucking get it.
I have been so mature this whole broadcast, and you had to take it to that level. It's a good thing it's 11:15 because we're coming up on the time it takes.
Don't tell them what time it is because they're going to go. It's not 11:15.
It doesn't matter. I mean, when keep in mind that this is pre-recorded, people.
Hey,
you know that.
How much time do we have left?
We got 3 minutes. Actually, 2 minutes.
Okay, I just want to say because you moved past it last week, and I got a number of angry emails about this.
About what? Fuck
we didn't talk about
George Carlin.
Fuck
George Carlin. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, if it weren't for George Carlin, we wouldn't be here.
You know something? I must have answered that somewhere else because I thought about talking about George Carlin. We didn't talk about George Carlin?
No, because I brought up George Carlin and you moved on to something else. We never went back because you wanted to talk about Stan Winston again.
Okay, well, we got 1 minute. What do you think? George Carlin.
Dude,
awesome
all
guy.
I can say is, when I was 10 years old, my dad brought home Carlin on Campus. And I was hooked from then on. I mean, that guy introduced me not only to how to properly use the F word, but I memorized that tape, dude. I recorded that thing. I memorized it. I love that guy. The guy was an inspiration to me. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for that guy in what I'm doing now. The guy is just he created an entire new generation of comics and people who try to be funny.
Yeah, no.
bless him.
Look. A lot of people had asked me, how come you didn't make a webcam about Carlin? I was like, well, I didn't really know Carlin all that well, to be honest with you. I really didn't, but I'm familiar with him. I have no disrespect for him. I think he's a very talented guy. I've seen several of his works outside of comedy, and including Shining Time Station, where he played Mr. Conductor. So I think that, no, look, much respect for him. I'm just not going to try and play this whole role of I knew more about him than I didn't. So.
No, and just for Carlin, ratchet, batshit, dirty old twat, 69 assholes, tied in or not, hooray, lizard shit, fuck.
I'm going to take it that was a Carlin thing.
That was a Carlin thing.
Okay, well, God bless him. There you go. Here,
God
wait,
bless
hit,
you, Carlin.
there you go.
There we go.
All right.
Carlin. Well, that's our show for this week, folks. Thanks for listening and for giving us an entire hour of wasted time.
It wasn't wasted. We got to drink beer.
Once again, this has been A Couple of Cold Ones
With Corey and Carlisle.
Corey and Carlisle.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.